I've been practicing 10 years, this month. When I started doing the Bikram yoga, I felt like, I kept improving and kept improving. And after a couple years, I started to feel I would plateau and then advance a little and plateau. And this went on for a while. But I felt I wasn't getting any upper body strength. And so I kept at the practice and kept at the practice. And when we did begin to do the Tony Sanchez Core 30 and Core 40, I felt I was starting to finally build some upper body. And even though we used to practice the Bikram advanced, the Core 30 we would practice it at least 2-3 times a week. And I started to actually build some upper body, and I felt more balanced. My body started to get more balanced. And then with the new vinyasa classes, I feel that brings in a whole new balance for me also. And combining everything together, I have no pain. I'm not having any plateaus anymore. I keep advancing, and I feel great. We talked about possibly going to the Tony Sanchez training. I was just all in for it. I always wanted to go to the Bikram, but I just didn't feel it was right for me. I had gone to some of the advanced seminars, and I just didn't feel it was right. And of course, when I started doing the Tony Sanchez yoga, I felt so much better. I felt so much more confident about it. I felt like I was really building my upper body, building my whole body all together, and preparing myself for the training. And so when I did go to training, I was ready, and it was wonderful for me. I felt like I didn't feel like I was under pressure. The training itself was wonderful. 3 weeks, 2 times a day, a lot of discussions, anatomy, that kind of thing. It just all fell into place. The one thing about him is he believes that you ought to start from a point you can start at, and taking it step by step, and not moving on until you've got the first step down, in standing head to knee, until you can balance on your foot. You don't pick the opposite foot up. You don't kick the leg out until you've got your balance. Until both legs are straight. You don't bring the elbows down. That kind of thing. And I think when you go step by step, rather than just forcing yourself into the posture each time, you learn the step. You learn each step as you're doing it. And as a teacher, it helps me to see where my students are at. And I can look around. When I look around the room and I see each of them doing something different, actually I'm happy, because they're making their own choices. They know how far they can go, and they know they can stay in the posture, rather than forcing themselves out and keep falling out of it. To me, I felt like standing head to knee, I fell out of it for 8 years. I couldn't stay into the posture. Now, almost head to knee almost every time now, where for 8 years I fell out of the posture. Same with standing bow. I love everything we're doing here. As far as the options for classes, I feel like it's just more, and it's going to help me more and more. And as we age, we need to really focus on taking care of ourselves and keeping our balance and just staying healthy. And I think that this gives us that much more opportunity to do that and to avoid pain and arthritis.